Right, so yeah, we're here with more Amstrad Action. It's that time of the week again, where we look through Amstrad Action, see what gets reviewed, and play said game. And we starting issue number 79, here, April 1992. Still £2.50. We got a new look issue. It's got to look a bit different. But it's still Britain's best-selling magazine for the Amstrad CPC GX4000 and Plus. Get serious. Unleash your CPC's true potential with Technical Forum. Starts this month. More Amstrad reviews, tips, letters, help, info, and fun than any other mag. Writing, design, production. How your favourite Amstrad magazine is put together. We take you behind the scenes. Joystick Jury. Check out this month's buyer's guide. Has your cover tape been nicked by marauding aliens? Don't leave the newsagents without it. So we'll get the detail advert to start with. Now a total mouse graphics package for your Amstrad at a truly unbeatable price. Here's our lineup, April 1992. The cover tape, 2 games and 3 serious proggies. Reaction, oh no, the last angry letter of the month, for good! Oh. Scene, it's official, Amstrad Action is more popular than ever. On the grapevine, what are the Codys up to now? Behind the scenes at AA, at last, the truth can be told. Small ads, selling or buying kit, don't miss this page. Special offers, all the best deals on all the best products. Subscriptions, guarantee your copy of AA for a year. And get a free gift. Buyer's Guide, Joystick Jury, the best wagglers compared. You've got Technical Forum, Amstrad Action's brand new Tiki section featuring reviews, Tiki queries, Tiki helpline, Ask Alex, and loads of top tips. Mastering machine code, don't interrupt, alright, if you must, but only after Andy Price shows you how. And Type-ins, starting this month, brand new series on basic programming for beginners. Not a games, but Rodland, cuter than fluffy little poodles, they're in it too. Prehistorik, cavemen, dinosaurs, platforms, caves. The Blues Brothers, here at last, and what a corker it is. Compilation Roundup, another batch of bug packs under scrutiny. Cheat mode, tips, passwords, maps, and solutions to save your sanity. Balrog, Hero Quest Level 1 map, and all your favourite adventuring info, plus Part 3 of the GAC tutorial. Budget Bonanza, more Cody's Quattro compilations, and catch up on all the latest budget re-releases. Behind the scenes, how your favourite Amstrad magazine is put together. Drama, pathos, deadlines, romance, fast cars, bags of chips, blue tack, expense accounts, pins with the ends bitten off, Learjets, rubber sharks. It's better than the Young Doctors, but only just. Yeah, that takes me back, the Young Doctors. Blues Brothers. They're brothers, and they sure are blue, but you won't be. Technical Forum starts this month. Amstrad Action's brand new all-in-one series section. Reviews, tips, technical queries, beginner's help, it's all here. Compilation Roundup, TNT 2, and more. The best of the current crop of compilations reviewed. Action Pack, the Runnerama, the Houston Master game in full. Maze Mania, guide flipper around a series of hazard-filled mazes, complete game. Pokes galore, full details and instructions in this month's cheat mode. Word Pro, brilliant feature-packed word processor. Easy Sheet, plan your business or your bank account with a spreadsheet. Powerbase 2, store all that vital information with this powerful database. It's an action pack. Runnerama. This is one game we've been trying to get on the cover tape for months, readers, and within seconds of loading it up, you'll see why. Runnerama is like no other game we've seen. It scored 91% on its original release, AA21, and it's quite astounding. It's a role-playing game, okay, and a shoot-'em-up and an arcade adventure. Gauntlet is the game it can best be compared to, and even then the similarities are few. The aim of the game is to start at the top level of the dungeon and defeat each warlock you encounter. Once you've waxed every guardian on that level, you can take the escalator to the next level down to battle another, tougher crowd of them. It is easy to get sidetracked when the monsters start appearing. Remember, seeking out and destroying the warlocks is the name of the game. I thought it was Runarama. Stop interrupting. You don't like games anyway. Keep moving from room to room, readers, as you come across more energy crystals and warlocks if you keep treading new ground. Map everything out if possible. Use pause. This will help enormously when you die in a horrible manner and have to start again. Runarama is set in a labyrinth of underground rooms. The game area is bigger than a very big thing. Those blank squares are glyphs that you stand on to enact weird and wonderful magic spells and so forth. Feel like casting a spell? They can aid you in combat, kill the bad guys, heal wounds, everything but play chess. Try to gather as many runes and spells as you can before moving on to the next level. The former will aid your ability in combat. The latter come in four flavors: power, offense, defense, and effect. And their advantages will soon become apparent. Losing your power spell makes you mortal, killable. If you're clumsy enough to lose it, find a glyph of sorcery to stand on to get yourself another one as soon as possible. Use runes sparingly. They increase your firepower or shields, but they don't grow on trees. No, they lie around in dungeon floors instead. Use a glyph of power to kill all the monsters in the room in one go. And if your glyph of travel takes you too deep into the dungeon, return and try another of the glyphs. To fire an offensive spell, press fire with a direction selected. To cast an effect spell, press fire without a direction selected. To activate a floor glyph, these are spell icons lying around on the floor, stand on it and press fire. During ritual combat, you need to switch the letters around to spell the word Ranarama. Move left and right to select the pairs of letters and hit fire to switch them. If this doesn't make any sense, that's because you haven't tried playing the game yet. Grab that joystick, remember at least some of the above, and you should do okay. Maze Mania. You can't get a much simpler idea for a game than this. Similar to Squeak, Maze Mania is ace. Wasn't when you reviewed it. You play the role of Flippo, a strange creature of some kind, and your aim is to change all the squares in a maze from green to red, simply by walking over them. There are baddies and gaps to jump over, a nasty blocky thing that moves around the maze. You lose a life if you land on it. The baddies only sap your energy. Use space or the fire button to jump. There are plenty of levels to work your way right through. Not taxing, maybe a tad easy, but a great laugh nonetheless. Hey, it's free. Right, Maze Mania is the sort of game you really need to see running. You're the big ball thing. You have to bounce around a maze, painting squares. You've got the pokes. Reaction. We've all been on our best behaviour this month, readers, but with having the cameras in for behind the scenes feature on page 14. Marianne wandered around pouting. Ange hid behind a table. Rod looked stern. Adam W. looked bemused. Adam Peters edited these pages. We'll dish out £10 cash for the best letters received. Right to Reaction, Amstrad Action, Future Publishing. Going green. I must say, you do churn out a great mag for us, but I do have one suggestion. How about printing it on recycled paper, eh? So AA's been around a long time, has it? Well then, it's the older ones who should be seeing a good example for the little ones to follow. And they gave me that about being on a tight budget, because using recycled paper saves energy, and those lovely tall leafy green and brown things called trees. Naturally, you're all already using ozone-friendly air fresheners for that stinking office of yours, and saving your milk bottle tops and Coke cans to take to some recycling institution, aren't you? Responsible and considerate people that you are. Thank heavens for that. Louisa Ecologist Esanelli, London. We don't know nothing about paper and budgets and that. Give our publisher a ring and have a word with her, Louisa. We do a bit of the old recycling lark in the office, though. Ange collects all our old envelopes to reuse. Adam Waring Collects milk bottle tops. Yeah, I don't recycle them. It's my hobby. And I recycle all my jokes. What jokes? From the 1978 Morecambe and Wise annual. We're so green, people think we're Martians. Great Martian gag, Rod. Rod? Arg! Expensive consoles. I've seen the console being sold for £150, only used 5 times, with one game on our town's local newspaper, The Crow. I wondered if this was the most expensive console. Rachel Welsh, Royston Hertz. Probably, yeah. Hang on a minute. Ain't you that famous film star woman? Oh, no, sorry, that's Raquel Welsh. It's spelt differently. Okay. Hallucinogenic consoles. I was in my parents' car with my family. We drove down a small lane which had shops on one side and a small field on the other. When I looked across the road, there was a man selling a console for $4.99. I was tempted to buy with the money I had with me. I thought it might be broken or stolen, so I didn't bother. Mark Tucker, Bristol. Unfortunately, that doesn't win you the cheap consoles compo prize, Mark. We want evidence. Signed statements from members of the clergy and stuff like that. Oi, you crap. You lot don't have any brains. Your magazine is terrible and the cover tapes are complete crap. Me and lots of other Commodore users find it crap. Maybe it's time you had a proper complaint. Maybe you'd be scared to print this. Oh, sorry, this is Amstrad Action. Oops, I thought this was Commodore format. Chris Goodswin, Kingsland, Norfolk. Letter of the month. Editor's note. Shortly after writing these words, Adam was set upon by 3 members of the Commodore format staff wielding large vegetables, thought to be of the Marrow family. Whilst we are waiting for Adam to regain consciousness, his assistant, the popular children's TV character Ed the Duck, will take over replying reader's mail. Oh no. Angry Poet of the Month. You cluster of illiterate wazzocks. You bunch of artless, hypocritical, pathetic buffoons. You gang of old biddies, brain dead and blinking daft. What do you mean by not giving that obvious bod's excellent verses a prize? Tom Ashby blowed. Just because you got a name that rhymes with cash, I think the Bard of Hanwell is terrific. Obvious pseudonym, Hanwell, London. Ed says, squeak, 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 squeak. Editor's note. Unfortunately, Ed the Duck doesn't speak English. He just squeaks a lot. Sorry. Well, that didn't last long. Bite size. I've written you 14 letters and not one of them has been published. George Holliday, Ashford, Kent. Make that 15. I would like to outrun Europa and Smash TV from your mail order section, but I haven't got any money, said Psycho, Abington, Oxon. Well, you're stuffed then, aren't you, Sid? Since it's totally impossible to shoplift by post. Seeing that I put Adam P. for Cool Dude of the Year on my giant 1992 survey, can I have £25, please? Jack Alcock, Tunbridge Wells. No, but you can have a badge. Here's some money to make up for the pay rise that never was. Same as Doherty, Westcliff-on-Sea, Essex. Cheers for the 2p piece, Samus. Don't mock readers. 2 pence goes a long way nowadays. This 2 pence, for example, went all the way from Essex to Bath. On 25th of January, I saw the picture of Adam W. snogging shown in Blackmail Corner, AA77, on Going Live at 11:14 a.m. James Coop, Sutton Coldfield. I think you must be imagining it, James, but you certainly got someone around here very worried. So well done. If you ever see Ed the Duck around, could you please cut off his head and eat him for your tea? Simon Jones, Biddulph, Staffs. How do you diss Ed? Ed is the better duck than you will ever be. What's more, he's my best friend. He's your only friend. So most certainly will not do as you say. Besides which, I'm a vegetarian. Angry letter of the month. The last angry letter spot ever. Sob. Who does this D. Ching person think he or she is? Pah! If this entrail of the diseased worm lives anywhere near me, I'll tie him or her to a large chair and slowly remove his or her teeth with a pair of scissors. Then I'd unleash the cheese grater and cover the raw, de-skinned legs with pepper. Then I would consult my CPC's random torture selector on torture level 5 to work out what to do next to the scum-sucking swine. Failing that, I'll slowly remove Ching's toes with a 1-foot mini chainsaw that my friend would lend me, or else make the slime play Roland in time for 5 minutes. If Ching lived anywhere near me, I would read out aloud the entire book Role Playing Mastery by Gary, co-creator of the Dungeons and Dragons game Gygax, and tie Ching face down to the back of a car by his or her laces and drove away. Slowly. This deluded person has no sympathy from me. What sort of person spells graphics with an F and an X? He or she obviously has a pure old brain, or something like that. Doc Marten boots and felt tip pens. I know what I'd like to do with a pair of Doc Martens, and it isn't painting. And are you saying the edge of the circuit board connectors are not robust? Do you regularly break them or something? They may not be as good as the connectors on the Amstrad Pluses, and the CPC may not be full of hidden compartments like an Amiga or PC, but my CPC has an expansion port with Rombox and a DD1 interface plugged in the back, so it doesn't complain. Of course, if I had to use my CPC like a grappling hook to climb down a sheer surface, then perhaps the printer ribbon might break or snap the printer port, but I have never had to do this yet. Thank goodness GAC got on the cover tape. Now I can forget about having to use that ghastly lens lock thingy that I have with my other copy. I hate lens locks nearly as much as I hate D Ching. David Hodder, Peterborough. Is it not about time that the letters page got back to being a letters page and not a platform for folk to verbally bash one another? Perhaps if Craig Bruin, AA77, and Michael Davies, AA73, et al., want to criticise and reinterpret each other's letters and opinions, then they should write direct to each other, missing out a reaction completely. I feel some of the blame has to lie with Adam Peters, yeah you, for allowing this debate to continue as long as it has. Those letter writers are no longer commenting on the Amstrad scene, but only on each other. Yes, let's debate the male orientation in computing. Let's criticise the editors of AA for allowing the use of expletives, such as crap and git, in replies and reviews. I don't feel such words belong in AA. Maybe in the retarded viz. And let's discuss the decline, or not, of the CPC. But let's not trash each other through the pages of reaction. Viz, the language of the gutter. Is this the future of youth publishing? Letters pages are the sounding board between readers and the common interest, not a vicious battling ground. I'm upset that AA condones all this groundless slagging off. Okay, so it's free opinion, etc., but what about the evidence to back up arguments? An opinion cannot be validated by mere opinion and misinterpretation. I'll go for jokes and fun and sarcasm and scathing replies and reviews, but lately reaction is taking the mick. Yours, frustrated despite the banana, Len Ding King, Nottingham. It's not my role to make moral judgments about whether a certain viewpoint deserves airing. Reaction is for readers' letters. It is a section of the magazine that, more than any other, belongs to AA's readers, not its editorial staff. For better or for worse, a massive proportion of the letters we receive are of the verbal abuse variety. Taking this month's Peter's Postbag as an example, over half the letters received for this section were of the threatening, slagging off variety, rather than the reasoned counter-argument type. Are we to deny access to these pages to 50% of our correspondence because they don't offer arguments that would stand up to those to close theoretical analysis? Get real. It's also a fact, for better or for worse, that a lot of the more entertaining letters we receive are of the type you don't like. We aren't condoning these views or this verbal battle by printing out these letters. We're only meeting a duty to give our readers an opportunity to have their say. Having said that, we're scrapping the angry letter of the month anyway, aside from your letter. A few survey forums carried notes to the effect that reaction was brilliant and funny, but not the angry letter bit wasn't. Does that mean the end of groundless slagging? Maybe, maybe not. Given the choice, we'd prefer to carry witty, incisive, well thought out points of view in place of mindless tirades of violent threats. But we can't give ourselves that choice, then. That's down to the people who write in. Swearing in AA? Aha! Here's another little can of worms. The two words you list are the only swear words we use in the mag. Crap is the weakest word, still construed as being a swear word. It's used by everyone from Wogan interviewees to Smash Hits reviewers. Get isn't a swear word, it's a verb meaning to obtain. It is the acceptable version of another word which is a swear word. Part of our job is to be critical of games, of hardware, etc. We live in an era where low impact swear words have become the universally used basis of criticism in every corner of society. No one uses the word rubbish to describe something that isn't any good anymore. The weakest of those alternatives are actually used is the word crap. If we want to criticise a game, for example, then we have to use a credible word to do so. Older readers may grimace a bit, but as far as popular culture and young people, at whom the game's content in this mag is inevitably aimed, are concerned, the word crap is no longer a swear word. The English language is changing all the time. The word crap in 1992 means the same as what the word rubbish meant 20 to 25 years ago. We won't print, I guess it's supposed to be bloody, we won't print, he's bastard, I don't know. We won't print dozens of words that all of our readers use in everyday conversation because we do monitor our content. Around 2/3 of the letters we receive at Reaction include words we refuse to print. The magazine, Viz, based around the strongest swear words in existence, sells 1.2 million copies an issue and is our readers' second favourite magazine, after this one. Our argument is that we need a genuine word for criticism, crap, and a genuine word for abuse, get. The non-swearing equivalents have been replaced in common usage and are no longer available to fulfill the required role. So we choose two very weak swear words and change the spelling of one of them. The alternative is to appear very out of touch in the eyes of our readers. Is that a good argument? Or not a very good one? That's this month's reaction debate, folks. Right to the swearing debate at the usual address. As ever, it's your decision. A complaint. I have a 12-year-old daughter whom I have so far managed to shelter from the evils of society. But yesterday, while she was reading Amstrad Action, without my permission I might add, she was subjected to the most disgusting tonguing sesh I have ever seen in my life, involving Adam Waring, who is far too young to be indulging in such things and ought to know better. Frankly, I am disgusted by the increasing levels of violence, gratuitous sex, and poems in Amstrad Action, but I have nothing better to do with my time than to read magazines which I later complain about. If you want some decent poetry, look no further than this letter. Oh, what is wrong with England? It's going to the dogs. And your issue 77 was all about flippin' frogs magazines. Really, in this day and age, we should be listening to the great politicians of the day, like Margaret Thatcher or Michael Foot, and buying British. I'm a hideous fool. Forgive me. Ms. J. Grace, Brentwood, Essex. You're forgiven. And here's 10 quid while you're at it. Go away. Oh no, I haven't left the room for the AA guide to Europe. Darn. The Typins debate. Well, we've sorted through your letters, and for every retired person saying, if Typins go, I'll stop buying the mag, there were a couple of kids saying, put them on the cover tape. I haven't got time to type them in. A few of you were concerned about us replacing the commercial software on the tape with the typos. Don't panic. There was never any question of replacing something else to chuck the typins on the tape. Anyway, being the wishy-washy liberals that we are, we came up with a brilliant, though we say so ourselves, compromise solution. The typins will stay on the mag, but each batch will also appear on the cover tape 2 months later. Brilliant, eh? There's still every incentive to type them in, but if you can't be bothered or can't get them to work, you don't have to go without. Are we clever or what? Don't answer. Peter's post bag. Consoles. Wally's World. This man Peter Wally has got some pretty strong opinions, but he's certainly generating lots of mail, which is why we've given him his own little slot in reaction. There's no room for anything from Pete himself this month. Hurrah! Right to Peter's postbag reaction at the usual AA address. Yes, I would have taken the easy way out and got a game machine for my son at Christmas. Yes, it would have been cheaper than the 464 Plus I got in the end. Yes, the games machine loads faster, instant play, but boring. My sister's kids are getting bored of theirs already because they can't afford to buy the games the kids like and demand. Me, I can buy a game at not much more than pocket money prices. For computer, you can just have it's just as much fun with your kids, learning how to compete with each other, not just with games, but with programming, and most fun of all, typing in AA type-ins, each trying to better the other. So I so I get about 1,000,000 syntax errors. Who cares? If an old dog like me can have fun and learn, just think what the kids can get from a computer. Twice the fun without smashing, stealing, or anything else to get the latest craze for its price. M. Copplestone, Whitby, North Yorks. Personally speaking, I think Peter Wally should open his eyes and brain and take a good look at the console and a CPC. If, and I doubt it, he has any sense, he will notice a big difference. Believe it or not, consoles do not have a keyboard. Thus, the buying public will also notice this. If they want games only loving offspring, they'll buy a console. However, if they would like games, reprocessing, programming, basic machine code, liberate literary offspring, and I'm sure they'll buy a CPC. The general public is not as stupid as Peter Worley thinks. Nicky Hampstead, Peterborough. Give kids a break. Firstly, they have to go to school all day, where in most schools nowadays they study some serious computing. Secondly, they have to put up with parents, God help them, and then just when they're about to have a nice relaxing game on their Nintendo, along comes Peter shouting that they're ruining their lives by having a rest. Isn't Peter insulting anyone who doesn't own a computer by saying that without computer skills they don't have a hope of getting a decent job? What a load of rubbish. There are plenty of jobs out there that don't involve computers. I think it's the individual's choice whether they want to use computers or consoles for fun or serious purposes. If people are stupid enough to spend £30 on a game, then more fool them. Amanda Hall, Wickford, Essex. I totally agree with Peter Worley's argument against the current flood of consoles. I am personally amazed at how well they have sold, especially the Game Boy. The price of its games is unbelievable. I feel this is a trend which will wear off when the kids are screaming for another £25 to buy a game they could play on the Spectrum for a couple of pounds and find more enjoyable. Mark Thacker, Leicester. What a lot of letters on the subject of consoles. Peter certainly seems to have struck as many raw nerves as he's hit hammers on the head. What exactly does that mean? It means that we've got another big batch of readers' letters about consoles in next month's edition. To give Mr. Waller's response to some of the arguments you've raised. Reserve your copy today. Oh no, what a photo compo. Sly snapshot. I would like to submit this photo for your new blackmail corner. You see, my friend Jamie hates having photos of himself being taken. And when he came around to my house just before the new year, I had 1 in a million chance of taking a photo of him. I'm even prepared to bribe you to print it. I have enclosed a homemade badge. Marcus Durham, Farnham, Surrey. Thanks for the badge, Marcus, but to be honest, the photo is a bit of a letdown. Whilst taking photos of Canberra shy people is exactly the sort of antisocial behaviour we like to see our readers getting up to, along with frightening small children and greasing old people's walking frames, the end result is very disappointing. If you're going to take a picture of someone who doesn't want their picture taken, at least get their blinking face in shot, Marcus. I mean, frankly, this could be anyone. Philip Schofield, Colonel Gaddafi, Joanna Lumley. Sort it out, Marcus, and send us a proper picture of Jamie if you can get one. Try climbing up the drain pipe of his house and stepping him through the bathroom window. This does give us an excellent idea for a competition, though. Oh, God. We want you to send us photos of people reading AA. Not just any old people, though. We want pictures of celebrities or people in uniform. So if you live near any famous people or aren't embarrassed about propositioning nuns or coppers or some such, then get snapping. There is, of course, a sumptuous, near priceless prize up for grabs for the send of the best pick. We don't know what it is yet, but it'll be fab, trust us. Oh yeah, if that sounds too much of a challenge, you could always take a pic of yourself or a mate reading the mag and send that in instead. Providing the mag is being read in an unusual place, up a tree, in a canoe, on top of a fast-moving vehicle, or anything like that. Got that? Then grab that camera and seize your chance of fame beyond your wildest dreams, sort of. Send your snap plus details of who it's a picky of, the photo compo, Amstrad Action. Photo compo. Another one. Crap poem of the month contest. Flaming poetry. We tried, folks. We really tried to get into your poetry, honest. But well, call us artless philistines. Call us mindless spawn of the video generation. Call us smelly old poo bags. Call us what you will. We simply can't absorb more than a couple of stanzas before having to run off and lie in a dark room for a few hours. So how can we judge the crap poem of the month contest if we can't read any of the poems? Bit of a problem, that. Then Ange explained something she read about in one of her books on witchcraft, and we have a solution. We will simply put your poetry to the judgment of the flames. So we slip off down to the Future Publishing car park, pull up a few copies of Commodore format, douse them in petrol, and set up the lot ablaze. Don't try this at home, kids. Remember, we're professionals. The game works like this. If we can survive the opening lines of your sonnet without screaming, then kudos to you, you most excellent poetic dude. If nausea gets the better of us, though, we'll let the flames do the judging. If your poem burns, then it's crap. If it doesn't, then it's probably written on flameproof paper or something. Got that? Right, let's go. First up is Lee Woodward of Abingdon Oxon. If it begins like this. I love to play with my CPC because of the graphics, the sound, etc. Fella, first hurdle there, Lee. When you read the abbreviation etc., you read it as etc. and not etc. So it doesn't even rhyme. And on the fire it goes. We don't know art, but we know what we like. And what we like most of all is the throwing readers' poems onto a fire. Next up is Anthony Haynes of Huddersfield. How does this one go then? When I went to the shop, there was a dead cool mag. Better than school or smoking fags. Saying most things about AA is a smart idea, but saying that smoking is cool is a very stupid idea. Smoking is not cool at all. It kills people. And smoking, incidentally, is exactly what your poem has just started to do. We're going to be a bit more sympathetic to Dolph, seeing as he is stuck on a windswept, uninteresting lump of peat, rock, and penguin crap called the Falkland Islands, and for another 4 months. That's actually quite a good poem, Dolph. But we're interested to see how well one of them ultra-thin armed forces aerograms burns. CNVG is crap. ACU is too. If you want cool mag, then AA is for you. What a brilliant opening couplet. Unfortunately, Dylan Godding of Norwich made one small error of judgment. Garfield note paper. Sizzle. Timothy Bennett of Hackney, London, the rave centre of Britain, fact fans, sent us a very committed attempt. It scanned, it rhymed, it was witty, entertaining, and very well put together. It was about Hampton Court Maze. I had a very nasty experience in Hampton Court Maze when I was 14. Sorry. Well, none of you managed to avoid or survive the judgment yet. Indeed, none of you will. The hard bard of Camberley, Surrey, refers to Rod as the bearded Pratt, and she or he would have won a prize, but I got overruled and clipped around the ear. Robert Eden of Croston, Lancs, wins points for dissing Spectrum owners, then spoils out for long soliloquy about doing his homework. Only squares do their homework right, kids. And that's that. Oh, there's someone who wrote about their mate Dave, and someone who wrote a 20-liner about our postal address. The hot yellow stuff is devouring a whole lot, even as we speak. Oh well, things can only get better, we hope. Keep sending us those verses, readers. Send them to crap poems at the usual address. Next month's batch will be fed to a rabid Doberman. Amscene. AA sales up. What's all this about a declining Amstrad market? Amid an atmosphere of gloom amongst the software houses, Amstrad Action has just posted its highest ABC since 1989. The latest figure is 37,120, some 2,000 readers up on the previous 6 months' sale. It just goes to show two things: that Amstrad owners are amongst the most loyal they are, and that the Amstrad itself has got a long way to go yet. Indeed, if current trends continue, within a couple of years, the Amstrad may be the most popular 8-bit machine on the market, as well as the best. Many full-price software houses are thinking of pulling out of the Amstrad market. Others have done already. But the industry reaction to AA's latest figures has been terrific. Nick Wilde of Psygnosis, the company behind the 16-bit sensation Lemmings, said to us, "I was really impressed with your ABC. I couldn't believe it. Psygnosis plans to release Lemmings on the CPC later this year, the company's first Amstrad release for 3 years." Whatever happens in the Amstrad market over the coming years, with a readership of this size, one thing is for sure: as long as you lot out there want the latest and the best Amstrad info, Amstrad Action will be here to supply it. ABC stands for the Audit Bureau of Circulations. A magazine's ABC figure is universally accepted as a measure of a magazine's sales. Any magazine worth its salt publishes ABC figures. If there's no ABC, that means the mag is ashamed to print it. AA is selling more copies all the time. Trouble loading Firelord. We've had lots of people complaining to us about the AA77 cover tape. The problem was with Firelord. Try to load it from the menu screen as usual and you get a read error B. The weird thing is, you get this error before the machine has even reached the first Firelord file. The game comes after. Seymour take 1 on the tape. And yet, Seymour loads perfectly. Even more strange was the fact that if you wound most of the way through Seymour and then tried to load Firelord, it would work. Thanks for that info, Mr. Betts. His cover tape guru, Dave Looker, he put some together for us, finally sorted it out. There seems to be a bug in the Amstrad firmware. The machine is supposed to identify the file it's supposed to load and carry out an error-checking process on that file. However, the Amstrad checks all files it runs through. This wouldn't normally be a problem, but the firmware bug means that if the file it finds is longer than the file it's looking for, it still stops during the error checking after the shorter distance. Therefore, it returns the wrong result and the machine displays a read error. Don't despair though, Firelord will load perfectly if you wind through Seymour. It will also load perfectly if you simply ignore the read error. Dave is on the verge of sorting out this little bugget even as you read this. Microdesign. Software house CompuSoft is to relaunch Microdesign on the CPC. Microdesign was originally published by Hogsoft, but CompuSoft is now releasing the program in conjunction with a powerful enhancer from Creative Technology, the original author of the program. The enhancer makes it easier to add text, clip art, and stop press page files, plus color screen files. The program substitutes divided patterns for the different colors. Microdesign on its own will cost you £20, while the enhancer is $13.75. Buy both at once and you pay only £30. And get a disc of graphic typefaces thrown in. Both programs are disc only and require 128K. Cheap Seikosha. Seikosha has produced a new 9-pin printer aimed at those on a tight budget. The SP1900 Plus offers an outstanding price-performance ratio. We take that to mean it's good value. Costing £155, the SP1900 Plus runs at 192 CPS in fast mode, 160 CPS in draft, and 40 CPS in NLQ. For your money, you also get a built-in semi-automatic sheet feeder, plus the usual tractor feed. Seikosha steps in with a new 9-pin printer for the budget-conscious. Spring Computer Shopper Show. If you just happened to be knocking around London during the last week in May, you might like to drop in on the Spring Computer Shopper Show. The show dates are May 28th to 31st, and the venue is the National Hall, Olympia, Kensington. Opening times are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and tickets are £6 for adults, gulp, £4.50 for children under 16. You can get a family ticket for £18, 2 adults, 2 children. Don't expect too much CPC stuff though. Apparently Waki was the only CPC exhibitor last time, but owners of the other machines might be able to pick up a bag or two. Join the club. According to golfing equipment manufacturers ProSimmon, the CPC is the bee's knees. The company distributes a match play system which provides golf pros, every golf club has a resident pro, with a computerized club designing package to tempt the punters, or do we mean putters? It's based around the Mono 464 and uses the science of physics and metallurgy combined with the rules of geometry, leverage, and human anatomy to establish precisely the right combination of club length, shaft frequency, and club swing rate. Crikey! And we thought golf was just a case of knocking a ball into a few holes. It's nice to know the CPC is at the leading edge of sporting technology. Thanks to David Hanuel of Enfield for this gem. Have you seen any unusual uses for a CPC? Compo winners. Now we are 6 Compo AA73. We've got quite a few entries for this one, but only one of you managed to get all the questions right. Well done, David Ward of Southmead, London. You win a Marks and Spencer birthday cake with a clown's face on it. Adam Peters will deliver it the next time he's in London, unless we eat it first. The answers are 1A, 2A, 3B, 4A, 5A, 6C, 7C, 8. Any of them, it depends what day it is. 9, again, any of them will do. 10, your choice, not ours. I think I'm pretty smart, Compo, AA74. About a dozen entries. 10 of these were brave attempts. Everyone was different. And lots of fractions and minus numbers involved. But only 2 of you realised that 2 problems weren't solvable. It was a completely random set of numbers. Sorry, we were bored. Of the 2 who sussed this, one of them had help from their maths teacher, so the copy of Swap goes to the other one, Marinus Clayan of Axminster, Devon. Except we've lost it, so we'll have to send something else. Answers? There aren't any. Crap haircut compo, AA75. The entries were so crap that we burnt them all. So the Terminator 2 tape goes to the first person who writes in with the best idea for a name for Adam P's pet mouse. It's not a pet as such, it lives under my sink. Closing date, next Thursday. More competition winners in next month's and scene. Well, the Addams family. Ocean. Right. On the grapevine. Right, Lemmings. Barely a day goes by without a letter arriving at the AA offices from some reader or other asking, is Lemmings ever going to come out on the Amstrad? Well, the answer you'll be glad to hear is yes, it is. Triple hurrah with chocolate on top. But before you rush down to the shops, read the next bit. Whilst the nice man at Gnosis has confirmed that the company has definite plans to produce a CPC version of the game, work hasn't yet begun on it. Indeed, Psygnosis has yet to hire a programming team for the project, so it will be a few months yet before it hits the streets. The Amiga ST and PC versions have been out for a long time. Lemmings is regarded as probably the best 16-bit game of all time, with the Spectrum version having appeared to great acclaim around the new year. Sega and Nintendo versions are already starting to appear on import, and now the Siggies are gearing themselves up for the release of the CPC and C64 versions later this year. World domination or what? For those that don't know the game, the object is to steer your posse of lemmings through a number of different screens, without more than a specified number of them plunging to their tragic mammalian deaths. There are lots of horrible lemming killing hazards around, but you do have a few useful features of your own, such as lemmings that explode. Totally daft, but terrific fun. But when will it eventually make its appearance on the Amstrad? Sometime in the second half of this year, we reckon. The summer holds at the earliest, Christmas at the latest. We will wait it with the most bated of breath. Lemmings Psygnosis won't be out for quite a while, but it should be well worth waiting for. Sure it will. Right, meet the team. Meet the team because the boys and girls are here. The boys and girls to entertain you. What's your fave joystick then, AA people? God, it ain't half hot, mum, wasn't it? Rod Lawton. I'll go for the Logic 3 Manta Ray because you can really get your hands around it and smack nails with it. It's that hard. In fact, my Logic 3 follows me wherever I go. See pick. Adam Peters. I love the Conic Speed King because beneath that crunchy external shell is lots of lovely tree little micro switches. Kids, don't try this at home. Remember, Adam is an idiot. Adam Waring. My top stick is the Competition Pro because of its build and design. Just look at its base. You don't see Phillips crosshairs like that everywhere, you know. Crikey, it's incredible. Marianne B. I have to pick the Conic Speaking because it's the only one the others will let me use. They say I'll break anything else. But the rough one's not me. It's not fair. Cheryl Beasley. My favourite joystick is the Quickjoy Jet Fighter because you can balance it on your head and pretend to be an alien space warrior. I will destroy you. Sigh. Right, the word is out. Greetings, fellow gamesters. Let's take a look in this month's big bag of rumours, preview discs, and press releases. Hello there, Mr. Lionel. Where's Never Ending Story 2, you great Swiss cheese? Ouch, it's not ready yet then? But Tilt should be in the post any day now, eh? What's Tilt about then? It's a Pipe Mania style puzzler. You have to slide around the blocks on the screen in order to aid the progress of a little silver ball from the top left of the screen to the bottom right. There are 20 levels in all. Excellent. We'll bring you a review very soon. Who's next? Let's try our mates at US Gold. Hello, US Gold? When are Indiana Jones 4, Bonanza Bros, and Mega Twins coming out then? Indy 4 should be out at the end of April, with Bonanza Bros and Mega Twins also in either April or May. Little thing about Mega Twins. I don't think they made it. Watch out for a preview of Indy 4 next month's On the Grapevine, and further details of others when we get it. Right, let's see what our mate Ken at Ocean, who recently broke his nose in a karate competition, has to say for himself. Yo, Ken! Yo, AA! What's happening, dude? Well, Space Gun and Robocop 3 are both virtually finished. They'll be out in March, and we'll get review copies to AA in time for next month's issue. Hook, unfortunately, won't be coming out on the Amstrad after all, but the Addams Family will, and it should be out at the end of April, start of May. Cheers, Ken, and watch out for those high-flying kicks. Yeah, another thing, Robocop 3, I don't think made it either. Striker and the Crypts of Chaos. Crikey, are we talking Controversy City or what? Our ace pals at Codemasters are bringing out a new game called Striker and the Crypts of Chaos. What's controversial about that? What's controversial is the game accesses all the additional hardware of the Plus from tape. In other words, 464 Plus owners will be getting a cartridge quality game with loads of extra colours, stereo sound, ultra smooth scrolling, etc. And all for the price of a standard budget game. Yep, that's right, ladies, a cartridge game in all but format for £3.99. Phew. Owners of the original CPC machines needn't panic though, as the game will work perfectly well on their machines too. Obviously without the extra colours and stuff. What's it about then? Well, it's very similar to Gremlins Switchblade. In fact, it was programmed by the same people. Only instead of a ninja dude, you play the role of a wrinkly wizard dude. You have a strange selection of weapons at your disposal, including a long German sausage and some fireballs. There's loads of game area, mainly caves and stuff, together with a massive mob of nasty baddies. We'll be giving you the full story next month, with a special review feature and cover tape demo if we can swing it. Don't miss it! Striker and the Crypts of Chaos Codemasters will be out in late March, priced $3.99 cassette. Yeah, another thing with that, I think they renamed it. But we'll see that next. They will review it next issue, from what I remember. Titus the Fox. French software house Titus, whose holding company recently bought out the English label Palace, is hitting the CPC scene with a vengeance. No sooner had Prehistorik and the Blues Brothers landed on the AA doormat than we learned that another game, Titus the Fox, will also be hitting the shop near you any day now. Titus the Fox is based on the character that the company uses on its logo. The 16-bit version has already established itself in France as one of the best platform games ever. You travel on foot, on skateboard, and on magic carpet across the Sahara to save your babe. With 7 levels, 30 baddies, 4-way scrolling, and over 200 screens, Titus the Fox looks like being a game and a half. But what about the gameplay? Check out the review next month. Titus the Fox, Titus Palace, will be out in March or April, priced at a very reasonable $10.99 cassette, $15.99 disc. Why do we have mega screenshots on the Grapevine page? So we can give you an idea of an upcoming game is like before the CPC version actually comes out. Of course, if you'd rather have lots of blank spaces, let us know. This is Titus the Fox. Alright, crumbs! What is this by the end of April that makes all the softies want to bring all their big games out then? Let's ask our big chum at Codemasters, Richard Eddy, grabbed by the Polaroids in this month's behind the scenes feature. Why is it, Rich? Oh, I don't know. But what I do know is that Soccer Pinball will be out in March, followed soon by Stig and Seymour in the Wild West. Seymour in the Wild West? Tell us more, Mr. Codemaster. Well, it's a kind of cross between SimCity and an ordinary Seymour Dizzy game. Seymour is in a town in the Wild West, and he has to go around solving problems, which in turn make the town get bigger, increasing the size of the game area and making more screens accessible. It's going to be very good. It certainly sounds like something special. Speaking of something special, Games Master is on in a couple of minutes, and our mate Neil from Sega Power is on it. They won't let us on because they don't use CPC games for any of their challenges. Gotta go. Till next time, remember, never invite cannibals around for lunch. Right. The charts. The chart is compiled by Gallup Limited, copyright European Leisure Software Publishers Association Limited, 1992. Right, full price. Number 1, WWF WrestleMania, Ocean. Number 2, Dizzy's Excellent Adventures, Codemasters. Number 3, The Simpsons, Ocean. Number 4, Cartoon Collection, Codemasters. Number 5, Dizzy Collection, Codemasters. Number 6, Terminator 2, Ocean. Number 7, Manchester United Europe, Chrysalis, it is still there. Number 8, Big Box, Bo Jolly. Number 9, Pit Fighter, Domark, they clearly never played the game beforehand. Number 10, Mini Office 2, Europress. That's still popular, huh? It's not even a game. Budget. Number 1, Bubble Dizzy, Codemasters. Number 2, Robocop, Hit Squad. Number 3, New Zealand Story, Hit Squad. Number 4, Rainbow Islands, Hit Squad. Number 5, Double Dragon 2, Tronics. Number 6, Altered Beast, Hit Squad. Number 7, Dragon Ninja, Hit Squad. Number 8, Bubble Bobble, Hit Squad. Number 9, Chase HQ, Hit Squad. Number 10, Magic Land Dizzy, Codemasters. Right. A magazine in the making. Behind the scenes at Amstrad Action, AA is currently selling more copies than at any time in the last 3 years. Declining CPC market? We think not. To celebrate, we thought we'd come clean and show you exactly how this magazine is put together. Adam Peters peels back the covers. Glasnost, here we come. We lied to you, dear readers. All that talk of AA Towers and its fabulous glass spires, a separate office for each section of the magazine, and an army of 24 secretaries sorting through the mail, it was all a big porky. Amstrad Action really has only 3 full-time staff of its own, and they inhabit an office measuring 9 by 18, about the size of an average kitchen. There are other people that work on the mag, including Marianne, who sits in the Your Sinclair part of the room, but works for both mags. Adam Waring, who sits around the corner where his public domain mag is based. Out-of-house freelancers, Phil Howard, the blog, etc., and a few people who handle certain areas for more than one magazine, publisher, advertising manager, production people, etc. But the site that visitors to the future offices have described to them as Amstrad Action is Rod, Ange, and yours truly in someone's kitchen. Studying the future. AA is published by a company called Future Publishing, which was set up on June 1st, 1985 by an out-of-work editor, Chris Anderson, with £1,000 in the bank. Amstrad Action was the company's first magazine. Today, Future has 19 magazines, 14 of them computer titles, and sells more computer games magazines than any other company in Europe. The company is based in Bath, though the mail order and subscription departments are based in a warehouse in Somerton, the Somerset village where Future was founded. The company occupies 4 buildings in central Bath, 3 of which are linked together. The Amstrad Action office is on the top 3rd floor of the largest of these buildings. This is where the magazine comes to life. That's that bloke from Codemaster, Richard Eddy, with some blurb. About our equipment. Amstrad Action, like around 95% of all high street magazines, is produced mainly on Apple Macintosh computers. These are incredibly expensive, around £1,000 for the basic writer's one, £3,500 for the big colour ones the art bods use, as is the software, £700 per program. But they allow almost total control over how the words and pictures come together on the page. Rough pages are printed out on a black and white laser printer, £3,000 if you're interested. Once they're completely finished, they are printed out on the Future Publishing Linotronic. A dead flash laser typesetting machine yours for £40,000 on transparent film. There is one film for every mono page, but 4 for every colour page. With the colour pages, each film represents a different colour. One for black, one for cyan, light blue, one for magenta, purple, and one for yellow. These 4 colours, when mixed, can make up any shade of any colour imaginable. The Linotron works out what percentage of black, cyan, magenta, and yellow go to make up each colour on the page, and then prints out the relevant percentage shades on each of the 4 films. The 4 films are all standard black print on transparent background. But when the printer prints each one on a different ink, black, cyan, etc., on the same sheet of paper, it makes up a page in full colour, somehow. Rich and Rod check out Striker and the Crypts of Chaos. Watch out for. Too late. Converting the CPC. So where does the Amstrad fit into all this? Over all the place, actually. Apart from the 3 Apple Macs, the AA Office is also home to 2 CPC 6128s, one for green screen, CPC 464 for DD1 interface, 2 6128 pluses, one 464 plus, and a broken GX 4000. The old CPCs are mainly used for testing programs and playing games. The pluses are also used for interfacing with our Apple Macs. Out of office freelancers send their copy in as ordinary CPC ASCII files, and these are ported over to the Mac using a comms cable and RS-232 interface. What about the screenshots? These used to be converted in the same way, having first been grabbed using a multiface. This was very troublesome, particularly since the multiface has a habit of sometimes crashing the game after grabbing a screen. Not a lot of fun if you're trying to get grabs of later levels which are difficult to get to. We now use the spanky new Mac grabbing system in the Sega Power offices. Yep, another future mag. This involves a special cable which connects the monitor socket of the Plus to an image grabber, £4,000, which is in turn connected to a Macintosh. This enables us to freeze the screen on the Mac at any point and save the image as a standard Macintosh picture file. The system has problems of its own, such as having to play the game on a very small screen, about 20% of its normal size, and the fact that the game itself doesn't freeze, only the screen display, leaving you to play blind for 10 seconds. Eek! This system is a lot quicker and more versatile than previous systems, the multi-face and taking photos, but getting screenshots will always remain a very tricky and time-consuming task. We like to put each game through its paces for at least a week before coming to a verdict, and we will only review completed versions of games, and only CPC versions, not Amiga or Spectrum versions, you know who we mean. Games that aren't fully finished or are still being converted to the CPC get a preview in Grapevine, along with any games we didn't have room for in Action Test that month. A lot of these games turn up in the post of their own accord, but we do keep closely in touch with the software houses to find what's coming up, what we can get an early preview version of, etc. In fact, whilst this feature was being written, a softie called Richard Eddy turned up in the kitchen with a briefcase in his hand. We're not calling him a softie, because we think we could beat him in a fight or anything. So we probably could softie in his industry lang for software houses product manager PR person type. Young Richard carries a case with top budget dudes, codemasters, and he'd come along to show us a nearly finished version of Striker and the Crypts of Chaos, and give us the lowdown on the upcoming projects such as Seymour and the Wild West. Hurrah! The future publishing post room, Adam P. Here's some films and photo to go in the repro. Jim and post person. Okay. A big pile of A's arrives at the wholesale warehouse in a big lorry. Kill there, Mr. Forklift Truck Person. Checking the schedules. The final deadline for each issue, by which time all the pages should be at the printers, is 2 weeks before the publication date, i.e. the first Thursday of the month. This means we usually have 4 weeks to produce the issue, though sometimes it's 5 weeks, a luxury. In the case of the January and February issues, though, due to Christmas printers' deadlines, it's 3 weeks or less. Yikes! Most of the hard graft comes in the final 2 weeks of the production schedule, when Marianne joins us from Your Sinclair, and both writers and designers have to start knocking out pages at a fair old rate. The first half of the schedule is mainly spent putting together most of the mono black and white pages, which are a lot easier to design and produce. The tape inlay is the first thing that has to be sent off to the printers. This has to go off very early to allow time for the inlays to be folded, bunged in cases, and filled with tapes in time to be stuck onto the mags as soon as they've been printed. The front cover is another thing that must be sent off way ahead of the rest of the mag. Colour pages with photographs on them have to be sent off to a repro house to have the photos scanned in onto the films of the pages. It can take anything up to a week to get these done, so repro pages also have to be all completed well in advance of the final deadline. This is the reason there are often mistakes in the contents pages, since it includes colour picks. It has to be finished before all of the other pages, which then change. Oops. Who does what? Art editor, production coordinator, circulation manager? Very daunting sounding job titles, but what, if anything, do these people actually do? We hear from some of the characters involved in transforming an issue of Amstrad Action from a few idle thoughts to the Brill magazine you're reading now. Adam Peters, staff writer, 21. I write most of the copy, words, in the magazine. This involves chasing up games from software houses, playing them to death when they arrive, reviewing them, researching for main features and the buyer's guide, replying to readers' letters and reactions, sorting the mail, losing things, a specialty, and making the tea. Making the tea? Adam Waring, consultant tech ed, 25. I do all the boring, dull, techie stuff. We're going to print this in the magazine, Adam. Whoops! I write the technical forum section, answering all the readers' techie queries and reviewing serious business software and hardware. And when something goes hopelessly wrong with one of the office CPCs, I'm called in to make it worse. Rod Lawton, editor, 33. I plan the issue, drew up flat plans, commission features, schedule magazine production, organise the cover tape programs, plan covers, juggle budgets, sub-articles, and correct proofs, rough copies. I check through the copy, removing all the libel from Adam P's stuff, and put the text into the grids for the art people to do their arty things on it. Angela Neal, art editor, 28. I lay out the pages, combining the words, photos, drawings, and screenshots, and then doing strange and exciting things with it. I send the finished pages to the lino, a big printer. I also sort out photo shoots, commission illustrations, boss Marianne around, and do lots of horrible paperwork dealing with the art budget. Marianne Booth, art assistant, 21. I'm Angie's assistant. I help her to lay out the pages, draw maps and pictures on the Mac, collect films from the lino room, liaise with Nikki, production coord, about what time things have to be at the printers, talk with Ange about designs and stuff, and have Rod and Adam make fun of me. I work alternate fortnights for AA and Your Sinclair. Cheryl Beasley, advertising manager, 22. I'm group advertising manager for Future's 8-bit titles, Amstrad Action, Your Sinclair, and Commodore format. I sell all the advertising space, ensure smooth running, keep the editors in their place, organise team lunches, etc. The telephone is my only link to the outside world. I spend most of my life on it. Jane Richardson, publisher, 29. I'm the product manager for the magazine. What does that mean, Jane? It means that I oversee the budget, circulation, promotions, and general content, both editorial and ads, of AA. In other words, she's our boss. I also publish Your Sinclair, Commodore format, public domain, and PC format. And I'm a Scorpio. Good to know. Oh boy, we've got more. Printing and distribution. Individual pages and sections are written at separate times and knocked out in more or less random order, with priority given to repro pages like this feature. The pages are ticked off as they are completed on a flat plan. This is a kind of easy to glance at guide to the layout order of the pages and articles in the issue being worked on. Once a particular piece, be it a game review, a series review, a regular column or whatever, is written and checked for spelling mistakes, etc., it is put on a Quark Express DTP grid and passed over to the art people. They have to juggle the words and illustrative material, photos, screenshots, etc., to get it all to fit on the page and still look lovely. The completed pages are then sent down to the lino machine and hopefully come out of it a couple of days later without any horrible mistakes. Hopefully. The 19 future mags all use the same lino but have different deadlines, so there couldn't be more than 4 or 5 mags on deadline and consequently jamming up the lino at the same time. Once all the pages have been completed and all the films have come out of the lino, then back from the repro house, the films are bunged into a big envelope and sent by motorcycle courier to the printers. The printers make metal plates from the film somehow, whack these in a big press along with a massive roll of paper, and hit a big red button or something. The machinery prints with wheels covered in ink, 1 for mono pages, 4 for colour ones, dries, folds, staples, crops, and piles the mags in big bundles all in one go. Another company then sticks the cover tapes, which are duplicated elsewhere, in their boxes and sellotapes one to the front of each issue. Some of those finished mags go off to the future warehouse in Somerton to be sent off to subscribers, and the rest go in big lorries to wholesalers, other warehouses dotted around the country, which in turn deliver them in further big lorries to your friendly local news agents. Ta-da! End of story. Oh boy. Join the team, briefly. Well, you've seen the glamorous, life of an AA staffer. Here's your chance to join the team for a day in this totally mega competition. This is the prize. Free second-class return train fare for you and a parental guardian if necessary from anywhere in Britain, except Bath, you can walk, to the future publishing offices. Meet the team, see the office, play around on our computers, but don't break anything. Play all the latest games, including some that haven't been released yet. Get some freebies, probably. Review a couple of budget releases for the magazine's Budget Bonanza section. Cool. Rod will buy you lunch. Hey, wait a minute. We'll take some photos of the whole experience and either print them in the mag or else blackmail you with them in later life. Or probably both. It's a chance of a lifetime, yes indeed. All you have to do is write us a review of any game in your collection, no more than 80 words, and send it to Join the Team Compo, Amstrad Action. Please include your name, your age, if under 18, and an address, preferably your own, and a telephone number, if you've got one. Our favourite entry received by April 10th, 1992, that's very soon indeed, so get your skates on, taking into account age and stuff, will win a day in hell, our offices. Rules. Number 1, future publishing employees can enter if they like, but they're not going to win. Number 2, don't think you're going to blag a day off school if you win. This probably take place during the Easter holes. 3, don't enter more than once, please. 4, the lucky winner will be expected to laugh at least some of Rod's jokes. Technical Forum. Welcome to Amstrad Action's new Technical Forum section, where our consultant Tech Ed, Adam Waring, keeps you up to date with every serious aspect of the CPC. Got a techie problem? He'll sort it out. Got a hot tip for your fellow CPC users? It could earn you a tenner. Write to Technical Forum. A slice of pie. I've written a little program on my 464 that prints all the even numbers that have been multiplied by pi up to 1000. Is it possible to print them so that they are numbered? I like the display that looks something like 1, 2, etc. Yeah. Amiga games on the Amstrad? Mark Perry from the lovely sounding Coburn Island is next in the queue. He's been looking for 3.5-inch second disc drives and is wondering, would it be possible to play Amiga or other 3.5-inch disc games for other computers on a 6128 Plus? Sorry, Mark, but the answer is no. Although you'll be able to use the same type of discs, the computers act in completely different ways. They have different chips and all sorts of other complicated components inside. Your Amstrad simply won't be able to understand the codes that are on the other computer's disk. The same applies to other machines. Basically, only Amstrad CPC programs will run on the Amstrad CPC. That's not to say that buying a 3.5-inch drive is a bad idea, though. It allows you to store far more per disk than you get a built-in disk drive. Oh boy. tips. Yeah, squeezing everything in. A review of Fun School 4, $12.99 cassette, $16.99 disc, database software. This is the fourth in the Fun School series of educational games from Database and follows a similar format to earlier releases. There are 3 programs in the range featuring characters designed to appeal to different age groups. There's Teddy for the under 5s, Froggy for 5 to 7 year olds, and Spyy for those between 7 and 11 years of age. Each pack composes of 6 games, all with a very definitive educational slant. The idea is that your kiddie has fun while learning, and they won't even realise. Sneaky, eh? As the picture on the back of the train matched the one on the top, on later levels, you'll be able to spell too. Alright, good news! Graphics certain to appeal to kids. Educational yet fun. Well-written morals with entertaining stories. Bad news. Question and answer games repeat themselves. Some games taxing for adults. A couple of typos, like the one just saw above. Verdict 93%. Still going. Mastering Machine Code. Greetings, fellow programmers. This installment we begin to venture into the weird and positively fascinating world of interrupts. Firstly, though, we complement our feature on sound programming last month with a little look at graphics and machine code. That mighty games hacker Andy Price delves deeper into the realms of his assembler. Firmware graphics summary. Listing 1. Listing 2. Alright, we've reached the action test finally. This month we test Prehistorik, Titus Palace. The backdrop for this French beat 'em up and clicked 'em up is prehistoric, and so is the scrolling. Oh dear. The Blues Brothers, Titus Palace. What's this game got to do with the film? Nothing. It's not supposed to. Does it matter? Not one bit. Compo Crazy, Various. All the latest and greatest compilations in the special Amstrad Action roundup. Are they bumper bargain packs or tiresome twaddle? Here's our first game. It's Rodland. Finally got here. Ah, isn't it sweet? Icky wicky dilly widdly sweetie peaty. On later levels, you can hitch rides on balloons. Good stuff. Sometimes the screen goes a sinister shade of brown. Oh no, it's a Commodore 64. Here's a close-up of Tam. Was it Rit? And does it matter? Right, Rodland. Storm, $11.99 cassette, $15.99 disc. Oh no, nightmare scenario. A land populated entirely by chaps and beards who wander around making sarcastic comments and giving people funny looks. Pardon? Fear not, dear readers. This game has nothing at all to do with our beloved Ed. Not unless he's really called Tam or Rit, and secretly wears a fairy costume underneath his ordinary clothes. Tam and Rit have inherited some rods. Tam has inherited Rod Stewart, and Rit has inherited Rod Hull and Emu. No, not really. Yeah, they've inherited the rods of Shizonomo, a magic weapon they can bash baddies with from a local wrinkly. And they've also got some rainbow shoes for climbing ladders with from their dad. Here are some questions. 1. If the weapon is a rod, how come it works like a lasso? It must be a very floppy kind of rod. 2. Why do Tam and Rit need rainbow shoes to climb ladders? Most of us can quite comfortably climb ladders in our Reeboks. Never mind, Rodland is from the Bubble School of Computer Games. You have to collect some flowers whilst avoiding the baddies on lots of single-screen levels. There are 40 levels in all. It's a sort of multi-load game that will drive many 464 owners mad. But there you go. If you collect all the flowers, you get to play a so-called bonus game. You simply have to rax any of the baddies you didn't do over while you were collecting the blooms. You dispatch them by rodding them and then throwing them over your shoulder a few times and banging their heads on the floor. So, when killed, if the foes turn into weapons, there's a chance they'll then kill some of the other enemies if you're lucky. Rodland moves slowly. It's a bit of a titled formula, but it's easy to get into. There are plenty of levels, and if you like Bubble Bobble, then chances are you'll like this too. Zapabunga! You can hook the foes with a rod thingy. First aid target score, get to level 8. Second opinion, cool, almost looks like an Amiga game, doesn't it? Pity it runs at about a millionth of the speed. The general sluggishness cripples the gameplay. Verdict. Graphics 84%, very colourful, very slow, simple, but sweet animation, detailed if not inspired. Sonic's 45%, cutesy sway along title track, plus cheap and nasty in-game beeps and choofs. Grab factor 75%, you've seen this game before, it's Bubble Bobble without the bubbles, easy to get into. Staying power 72%, 40 levels makes it a fair amount of challenge, but let's be honest, innovative it ain't. Verdict 71%. Okay, and now we get to play it. Hi. Let's go. Let's suggest there's 32 levels. Well, welcome to Rodland. Please wait while I am loading. Rodland, copyright 991 The Sales Group Limited. License from Jellicoe. Produced by Storm, copyright 991. From the original coin-op by Jellicoe. Developed by the Doomsday Machine. Programmed by MQA and Bad Rush. Rodland, so cute, it'll make you today's greatest. Press 5 to start the game. Amstrad version by the Doomsday Machine. Graphics by the Genetic Splicer. That's like it, I'll make you. Alright, let's go. Select controls. Player 1 control. Just pull 1. Alright. Start. Please wait while I load the game. You'll be seeing loading messages a lot. Loading next level. This message in particular, you'll see it a lot. You coming down here? Here we go. Oh, that's going to kill it, isn't it? We got extra game. E. We got an E. Loading next level. Oh, we got them all. Loading next level. Oh god. Come on down here. He's coming up here, right? Oh god. Ah. Oh, come on, really? Kill me. Hey. Right, next level. Right, next level. Balloons. Ow. Right, next level. Oh, he's up here then. Oh, he's coming. That did nothing. Oh, got it. X. Go, we just need a T. Right, next level. No, you have to use the balloons. Ah. Presentation is a little closer. Continue. You don't have to use the balloons at all. Loading next level. Where's the infamous level 8? What? Why is it not dying? Oh, come on. Let me get there later. Right, next level. Right, next level. Oh. Right, next level. Come on, why can't I grab you? Continue. Ah, what the hell's that? Extra game. Right, next level. Yeah, I hate to see this. This is a bit awful on cassette. Oh god. The hitboxes are not the greatest either. Oh. T. Yeah, extra. That's all it does. No picture of anime fairy, unfortunately. What? You're just standing right on top of it. Jeez. Game over. 2 continues, that's it. Well done, you are one of today's most splendid heroes. Sorry, heads. Let's actually use heads. Our final score is 19,350 on level 13. Up and down to change either. Well, that one's over with. Move on. Well, the music was decent. Looks good, it's a little slow. Hitbox is a little awful too. Next game is Prehistorik. So you thought that was slow. You start level 1 with temporary invulnerability. Very temporary. Oh dear, Prehistorik goes into that great primordial swamp in the sky. You'll find most of the food you'll need to finish level in the caves. Eek, looks tricky, doesn't it? Clue, jump into the water just behind you for bonuses. Tanks are the secret areas already. Prehistorik, Titus, 10.99 cassette, 15.99 disc. Prehistorik is a caveman with a mission. Never mind that feed the world, this primitive man has realised he's got to feed the tribe first. He sets out to take on the worst of the prehistoric world can throw at him, which includes Gubberglubs, Baylor and Bobor, Pyrotax, Swordy, Chimpagogo, and many other ultra cute beasties. Don't stand and gawk with them too long though, because they're all out to get you. Any of them touch you and you lose valuable energy. Lose enough energy and you die. Fortunately, you've got your faithful club at your side. If any of these prowling beasties come too close, just give it a good few smacks and pick up the points. This game isn't really about points though. Don't forget, you've got to feed your starving tribe. So while you're busy fending off monsters, you've got to keep your eyes open for food. You want most of the food inside the caves dotted around about your world. Also in the caves, however, are nasty spiders and fires, both of which will reduce your energy if you get too close. The aim is to collect enough food by the end of the level to be able to progress to the next, and so on. This means you've got to explore just about a bit of the level. What we've got here is a very nice looking, very sweet platform collect 'em up. However, it's got a few problems. Not least of these is the scrolling. The game uses a push scroll system. It doesn't actually push scroll until you get to the very edge of the screen. All versions are like that. And then it takes a few seconds to load the next screen, which is an annoying break in the gameplay. That's not the worst of it. The whole lot moves quickly enough when there's not much happening, but get more than a couple of monsters on screen at once, and the animation slows down to a crawl. This really cripples the playability. Unfortunately, the playability isn't up to much in the first place. It's almost impossible not to take hits, and since you're temporarily invulnerable afterwards, it makes sense to just pulse right in. And while the game is full of nice touches, like the balloon flight over the sea, the graphics slow down to a horrible jerky crawl at the slightest excuse. Nice try, Titus. The speed of the animation is a real letdown. It's more than just cosmetic. It makes the game almost impossible and not much fun to play at times. Add the fact that it's too easy to get hurt and you've got a real old dinosaur on your hands. First day target score. Reach level 1. Second opinion. It moves slowly and the combat is sluggish. It looks good, but it just gets too bogged down when things start happening. Prehistorik is full of nice little touches. In this section here, our hero has to float above the sea clutching some toy balloons. Balloons? In the Stone Age? Look at all these caves. Yeah, those monsters too. That monkey in the tree is a real pain. It throws coconuts at you. Look out for that hairy yellow thing. It spits at you. It's pretty easy to kill though. That food looks tempting, but you've got to get past that horrible spider first. Graphics, 68%. Looks wonderful until it starts getting hectic. Sonic's 50%. A reasonable tune, but no in-game effects. Grab factor, 90%. It looks like you're in for a while over time. Staying power, 45%. But looks aren't everything, unfortunately. Verdict, 64%. Time to start playing. Oh, that's right. I've got to use HDL for this. I have to recapture it on outside of here because it doesn't work well. Or at least it's missing a full screen option. That's the annoying thing. Let's quickly run it here. This window's a little small. Can I change that? Alright, I've got monitor options here. Yeah, better. I think the disk remains in the drive when it's used, right? It does. Okay, so recapture. Alright. Alright. Titus. Prehistorik. CPC vision plus enhanced graphics. Okay. Straight into the game. Just jump. And it slows down already. Hit something slower. Volume down a bit. Another one. Okay, go out into that. I told them that it's really slow. Oh, you got another one. Oh, you hit me somehow. There you go. Let's get that moving, Steve. Go for everything. low on life now. Oh god, it's slow here. Fall down there. No, nothing's moving. It's still really slow. Boing. I think that takes me back. And we did. Take the hits. Let's go. X. Yeah, I know it's worth it. Oh, bloody fell down. Oh, that was terrible. Good. Extra time. That's exactly what I wanted. Shield for a while. That didn't last long. Take them. Oh, oh boy. There's plenty of vulnerability to start with. Oh no, I took a hit somehow. Looks like you should be invulnerable, but yeah, I took a hit. I think it might take you back. Where's the second one? Of course there's a second one. Where's the second one? Third one. This is the third one. Oh, now he shoots at me. Oh, it's a fourth one. There it goes in. Oh, there's something up there, that's right. I need an extra life. Yeah, extra life. And we did. Oh, we got the extra life. Oh god, this is platforming. These platforms go right off the screen. Well, right into the water. Touch the water, you die. You get on them. As soon as they get up. Oh no! Fell off. I have to wait another cycle and it's really, really slow. Oh no, we're not gonna make that. No. Oh, the music's slowed down now. For reasons. Yeah, you gotta do it all again now. Let's do it again. The game's not long enough as it is. Jump across. Oh, but those spiky things killed you instantly. Pretty sure they do in the DOS version. Jump up there. Life was low. Let's give it a try. Oh, this didn't jump. Jump, dude. Here you go. Food room. Wow, hitbox. Jump. Got an X. Oh, he's dead. Oh. Couldn't avoid the bird. Get the extra life. Go, just go. We almost got all the food. Oh, you got too close to the little spiky thing. Oh god, we're back here again. Uh-oh. Oh no, oh! Okay. Awful platforming. Okay. We now have enough food to finish the level. Bomb. Hey, I didn't even have a day. Ooh, slows everything down like anything. That's the ending. It's the end of stage. Finally got the end of the stage. That's why I made the jump, that's all. Oh, made the jump. I need to make the... And the music slows down to crawl. But yeah, that's Prehistorik. There are more levels. I've gotten past level 1 before, but some of the jumping, it's a little... yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. Alright. What happens to this drive? Alright, next game is the Blues Brothers. By Titus Palace. $10.99 cassette, $15.99 disc. First floor, coppers, crates, mad nuns, records, trees, menswear, haberdashery, and a guitar. Elevator going up. Them things top left will be balloons. You'll be wanting to hitch a lift on one of them to get some records indeed. Hurrah, it's level 2 and there's 3 rather deformed looking records just waiting to be picked up by our hero. It's 106 miles to Chicago, and we've got a full tank of gas, half a packet of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it. No, hang on a minute. In actual fact, the Blues Brothers isn't a film license, it's only a character license. What does that mean? It basically just means that the game doesn't have any photos from the film on the box. And it doesn't follow the plot of the film, which is no real problem, and as a lot of genuine film licenses don't either. Hudson Hawk, Live and Let Die, etc. Taking the role of either Jake or Elwood, you have to platform it around 5 different levels. At the end of each is some item or other that you need to stage your concert. You have 3 lives, your current state of health being indicated by the number of hearts at the top left of your screen. 1 life equals 3 hearts. You can get extra hearts by collecting the records that hang around the game area in their hundreds. 100, incidentally, is how many you need for each extra heart. There are also balloons and umbrellas around to give you a lift, together with bonus hearts and presents. Some of these presents increase your energy. Most of them stun you instead, leaving you at the mercy of any enemies in the vicinity. Great present, folks. Is that blinking Auntie Susan with her perverse sense of humour again, isn't it? No, I don't think so. There are enemies parading around the place, including coppers, gardeners, and nuns, and why not Barry Norman. Pick up boxes and throw them at the baddies. It's the only way you can kill the rotters. You don't jump as high with a box in your hands, nor can you swim or crawl with one. In later levels, you encounter more in the way of platforming, lots of little blocks to jump between, whilst avoiding various hazards and ever more bizarre types of enemies. The Blues Brothers is an excellent game, similar in a lot of respects to last month's Hudson Hawk, but with a lot more in the way of exploration involved. Plus, the added bonus of the record collecting idea, the graphics are a bit dodgy, and it's very easy to avoid the foes by simply leaping over them. There is enough of a challenge here to keep you plugging away till you complete it. As platform games go, this is one of the best. Buy it today and help save that orphanage. First day target score. Complete the first 2 levels. Second opinion. Crikey, bit blue, isn't it? Is this Mondelez working, Adam? Oh, okay, given the great gameplay and good soundtrack, we'll forgive it. Right, level 1, Coppers and Clouds. Every now and then we're going to include a few tips and tactics to get you started in a game. Here, we show you how to work your way through level 1. Oh boy. Hope I remember all this. 1. Walk this way. You're in a building. You're on the ground floor. There are a lot of boxes where you start from and very few later on. So you'll need to pick up a box, move right, splat one of the baddies, and then go back to where the boxes are and so on. It's also a good idea to take things slowly as well, perhaps hanging around for an enemy to appear on the screen you're on, rather than racing onto the next screen and possibly walking straight into one. Try to always have a box in your hands while moving onto unexplored screens. It's possible to jump the foes though, so go for that instead if you're a bit on the impatient side. Going up, there are a couple of balloons on the second floor of the building. You can use these to collect the records that are hanging around mid-air above. You should be able to collect them without too much trouble. When you hit the ceiling, the balloon boosts and you float back down again. On one of your balloon trips, try to land on the floor just above the one where you take off, the one with the 2 boxes on it, as this takes you 4 screens packed full of records. There's a couple of nasty baddies too, including a manic canteen lady boxer. 3. Hit your lift. A service lift takes you from level 3 to level 4. There is a small network of conveyor belts, tunnels and service lifts that take you from here to the roof. These lifts are fairly safe, with the exception of the first one. There's a nasty copper standing by shooting a lot. And there's a big hole below. This time you'll jump and you end up back on the first floor again. Once you reach the roof, head left, avoiding the gardeners, till you reach a tree. Jump to the top and collect the box. Then jump right a couple of times to land on a cloud. 4. Head in the clouds. The cloud section is particularly troublesome. Apart from some dastardly nun-like angels, there's also the problem of jumping from cloud to cloud. The nuns can be boxed, but you can only jump over them safely if you're on the same horizontal plane in them. The first nun, hang around lower down, where she can't hit you with her throwy things, and she'll gradually back off. When there's enough room, jump twice, once to get alongside her, once to leap over her. When you're on the far right of a cloud screen, it is difficult to know how far away the next cloud along is. So you don't know whether to do a big jump or a small one. In all but one case, the big jump is the one to go for. Once across the cloud bit, grab the guitar you see. Ta-da! End of level 1. Wonderful. AA at the movies. Over the 10 years since the original 1982 release, the Blues Brothers has built up a massive cult following. This is partly because of the excellent music, with cameo appearances from most of the blues and soul greats, including James Brown, Ray Charles, and Aretha Franklin. It could equally be down to the brilliant humour and comical appearances from the film's 2 stars, Dan Aykroyd and the late John Belushi. On the other hand, perhaps it's the incredible amount of action that has been the basis of its success. Amongst other things, the film features the biggest car chase scene ever. Over 150 cars are wrecked in the process. The film details the exploits of 2 crooks, Jake Belushi and Elwood Aykroyd Blues, who put together their old blues band while on the run. They need to make it big to raise some money to save the orphanage in which they grew up. The ensuing 2 hours is full of music, cars driving into each other, and lots of witty one-liners and ridiculous situations. All in all, a great laugh. They're back. Win the video. Cool, blimey, what do you know? Our mates at Palace have given us 3 copies of the Blues Brothers video with over £15 to give away in a competition. Brillo fab! So what do we want you to do? Simple. Using any clothes and props you can find. Try your dad's wardrobe when he goes out. We want you to dress up as one of the Blues Brothers. Pork pie hat, suit, dark glasses, whatever you can find. Get someone to take a photo of you. If you can get someone else to be the other brother, please include them as well. And send it together with your name, age, dress, and a list of your hobbies to Blues Brothers Compo, Amstrad Action. 3 best entries received by 20th of May 1992 will win their senders a spanking new copy of the vid. Hurrah! Rules: 1. Employees of future publishing and titles of palace, their relatives, their pets, their lodgers, and the strange old man who lives down the end of their road aren't allowed to enter. 2. The film is a 15 certificate, so don't enter if your folks are going to have a go at us if you win. 3. The editor's decision is final. 4. So there. Just telling them. Oh, the verdict: graphics 81%. Great 2-color graphics, neat single screen scrolling, but little in the way of animation. Sonics 56%. Everybody needs somebody, played continuously and irritatingly throughout. No spot effects. Grab factor 94%. A brilliant platform up featuring lots of exploration. It's very easy to get into. Staying power 96%. 5 large levels means you won't finish it in a hurry either. The difficulty is spot on. Verdict 95%. Huh? Okay. The blues. And 1. Titus. Ah, let's go. Choose your player, Jake or Elwood. Left or right. Go with Elwood for change. Displays moved to the right a bit. I do not know why. It's not like the game's got hardware scrolling or anything. Little tiny room though. Pick up the box. And it's basically Chippendale. Just throw the box at things. Oh. Oh no! Up these giant steps. Oh, and I got hit anyway. These the balloons. This is a long looking lift. Oh no, you fell. Oh, I guess we have to wait again. Come back. Oh. Conveyor belts. Oh, get hit by. Where did my life go? Oh no, we're falling. Oh boy. Last life. Oh no, we're falling again. Any... Oh, here's a... There are more boxes up here. Oh. Ow. Don't jump high enough. Oh, oh no! Ah, damn it. Don't jump! The guitar. We did it! With one hit point left. Choose your player. Go with Jake this time. Level 2, get ready! No, we don't get any life back. Finishing the stage, huh? Oh! Guys, 50! Wait, what? Why do I have 50 lives? Ooh, crime. Oh god. I don't know where the 50 lives came from. Where's the music gone? There it is. Fine, man. It's okay. Okay, you can climb more up there now, huh? Oh no! It's ice physics. No. Oh god. These things. On a conveyor belt, no less. There's nothing here. What do you want me to do? Where we go? Where are you falling to? Okay. Back over here now. It loops around. Oh. 48 lives left. Oh. Oh, did again. Oh, I see. Whee! Whoa! Where we go? What just happened? Uh, okay. Hit in the stage. Guess it is. Choose your player. Go back to Elwood. Get ready. Push fire button. Level 3. Go down this way. Who's this guy? Getting cruel. Let's see a cruel animation. 50 lives again somehow. Oh, Spike's here. Hurry. You have to go this way then. Take a hit. It's up to me. He's dead again. What am I climbing now? Okay, we're just been listening. Okay. What a well-written program. Oh, got hit. There's a platform. Oh, yeah, I think something broke here. broke. I think we're supposed to be there. Anyway, we'll move on. Right. What's next? It's compilation roundup. Compilations, eh? Whose idea was that then? The first big mega compo was US Gold's. They sold 1 million. In recent times, the trickle of compilations has turned into a veritable flood. Recent trends have been more towards concept compos with 3 or 4 games of a particular type, e.g. sports sims, coin-up combos, beat-em-ups, etc., are bundled together. One of the first of these was a 10-game sporting pack game, set, and match. Another recent development has been the emergence of budget compilations, the Kicks multi-mix packs and Codemasters Quattro jobs. For example, compos offer excellent value for money, and they're certainly here to stay. Adam Peters' Action tests a few recent examples. Soccer Stars Empire, $12.99 cassette, $17.99 disc. Hurrah! This is what we call a brilliant compo. 4 of the best footy games of all time. See Buyer's Guide. Games on page 56, all bundled together in one reasonably priced pack. The best of the 4 games is Emlyn Hughes International Soccer, which is also the only one featuring a side view of the action. The other 3 are all overhead jobbies. It's fairly slow, but very easy to see what's going on. The strategy team selection bits are dead good, and brilliant passing moves are easy. Excellent. MicroPro's Soccer includes 6-a-side and indoor versions, along with a standard outdoor 11-a-side game. There's a very small window box view of the action and not much in the way of colour, but the playability is spot on. Gaza 2 and Kickoff 2 are similar small sprites, large pitch thingamajigs, the former having originally made a big splash as a cartridge game before making the jump to disc and tape. If you haven't got too many of these games already, buy this compo right this minute. You won't regret it. Emlyn Hughes International Soccer is as ace as it looks, passing tackles the lot. And Gaza 2 isn't bad either. Soccer Stars is a vital buy for CPC footy freaks. Kickoff 2, 87%. MicroPro Soccer, 90%. Emlyn Hughes International Soccer, 94%. Gaza 2, 85%. Verdict, 95%. Ninja Collection. Ocean, $9.99 cassette, $15.99 disc. Another from the Ocean stable, the Ninja Collection doesn't set a place at its table for Mr. Variety. All 3 of the featured games are reasonable but not brilliant ninja em-ups. Double Dragon is the oldest and wrinkliest of the Double Dragon series of ninja games. Double Dragon 2 is running high on the budgie charts even as we speak. Double Dragon 3 was reviewed last month, and if you've played one, you've played them all. Dragon Ninja has also enjoyed a large sortie on the budget charts recently, meaning that a lot of you have probably already got it. It's a pretty good game with different platforms, passing traffic and stuff like that to liven it up. The version of Shadow Warriors on the Ninja Collection is, strangely enough, identical to the version of Shadow Warriors on Too Hot to Handle. Nice one, Ocean. It's a really neat way to knock off people who are thinking of buying both packs. Dragon Ninja, just standard ninja beat 'em up. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Hey, it's ninja time. Shadow Warriors is the highlight of the Ninja Collection. And Double Dragon, 59%. Shadow Warriors, 74%. Dragon Ninja, 73%. Verdict, 61%. Movie premiere. Elite, $14.99 cassette, $19.99 disc. A mixed bag of bananas from the Walsall dudes. The best of the lot is the chart topper, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. And as we all know, even that isn't exactly the most inspiring game in computing history. It's a platform beat 'em up featuring those 4 pizza guzzling dudes that everyone's forgotten about. What pizza guzzling dudes? I don't remember any pizza guzzling dudes. The other games are pretty mediocre. Days of Thunder is a dull racing game based on a dull film with Tom Cruise in it. It's an American NASCAR thingy, and it's pretty slow. Gremlins 2 is a platform arcade adventure sort of thing, and it's difficult. Too difficult, really, and a bit repetitive in the gameplay department to boot. Back to the Future 2 is a real turkey, though. The graphics are naff, black and white, Spectrum style. The title tune is irritating. The stages are too long and you'll get bored very, very quickly indeed. Yeah, skateboard riding, puzzle, and beat 'em up stages. Full marks for variety, minus 100 for the actual game. Alright, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, 65%. Back to the Future Part 2, 39%. Gremlins 2, 54%. Days of Thunder, 52%. Verdict, 50%. We have not played either Days of Thunder or Gremlins 2. There's a reason we have not played Days of Thunder. It was not released. Instead, on the Amstrad version of this compilation, they stuck on Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It says so in the manual, even. So, I don't know how they got to play Days of Thunder. Alright, we'll get to that once we finish with the compilations, because we haven't got any other games to go through. So, TNT2, Domark, $12.99 cassette, $17.99 disc. This, we believe, is Domark's last ever CPC release. It's a very knobby, unfortunately. Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters, aside from the longest title in computing history, also offers isometric 3D rooms, lots of robotic foes, some hostages to release, and an excellent 2-player mode. It's the only game on this pack worth owning. Hydra is a boat-em-up with mega naff confusing graphics and very little in the way of playability. Skull and Crossbones is a chop-em-up involving lots of pirates, i.e. blokes with eye patches and parrots. Not that spotty geek in the 4th year with all the mega games. It looks quite good at first glance, but it turns out to be as dull as the dullest thing in Mr. Dull's Amazing Encyclopedia of Dullness. Duh. And then we come to the real stinkers. Badlands has graphics that are dire beyond the limits of human imagination, like Super Off-Road on the Too Hot to Handle compo. It's a Super Sprint style race 'em up, but it's total crap. You'd laugh if your computer literate little brother wrote something like this while you're having tea. Commercial release? Pah! Stun Runner, a scrolling towards you sci-fi shoot 'em up, leave some hyphens for the rest of us, Adam, is better than just another pointless conversion of an ultra-fast coin-op hyphens. Take out the fast bit, and you don't have anything left in the way of the game. Gah! It's a shame indeed that Domark should take its leave of the Amstrad market with such an old pile of didgeridoos as this. Hydra is one of the better games on the TNT2 compilation, and it's crap! Right, Hydra, 37%. Skull and Crossbones, 42%. Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters, 20%. Badlands, 15%. Stun Runner, 31%. Verdict, 34%. Well, they really sold on Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters. Ooh. It's a compilation. And Too Hot to Handle, Ocean, $15.99 cassette, $15.99 disc. Okay. Variety, they say, is the spice of life. So here's a spicy little compo from the Ocean Posse, combining a couple of bouts of beat-em-up action, an excellent film tie-in, and a reasonable racing sim. Total Recall is the best game on the pack, clocking out a master game in its original release. TR is a traditional ocean film tie-in of 5 levels. 3 of these are platform game style, and the other 2 are driving games. Very challenging and very addictive. One of the two beat-em-ups, Shadow Warriors is the best. It's a ninja kicky where you interact with the background swing off lamp posts and stuff like that. Golden Axe is a bit knobby. The controls are very clumsy, and there are a few annoying little bugs. It's set in a fantasy world full of dragons and such like. The final game on the pack is Super Off-Road, or to give it its full and very long title, Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road. It's a racing sim. It offers tiny car sprites hurtling around an obstacle-strewn dirt track, the whole of which is on screen. It's incredibly fast, incredibly bumpy, and incredibly difficult to control. It's quite good fun, actually. Total Recall is an excellent little game in which you play the part of Arnie. It's a hard to control race 'em up based around the exports of a chap called Ivan. Shadow Warriors, 74%, Golden Axe, 58%, Total Recall, 89%, Super Off-Road, 67%, Verdict, 72%. Right, back to Gremlins 2. It's Let's get that running. I'm not sure this game was actually originally released by Elite, but we'll put it up there just to be sure. Gremlins 2, the new batch trademark. Topo, it is Elite. Topo Soft. This is Spanish developed game. Game designed by Motive Time Limited. Program Rafa Gomez. Graphics Alfonso Fernandez. Licensed from Ubi Software SA. Published by Elite Systems Limited. Gremlins. Okay. Yeah. Keyboard. Joystick. Here we go. Start game. Gremlins 2, press fire to start. No, you're this dude. The system control center. Can we go this way? We cannot. We can shoot. Ooh. There you go, Gremlin on a pogo stick. On skateboards and... There you go. You can shoot on both sides. Oh. Took a hit. You can't move while you... When you have wireframes, you cannot move. Oh, got three-way shot. Oh. Can't shoot while ducked. While ducking. Oh, we could... It's Gizmo. Yeah. He's got a little bow and arrow. How cute. And we took a hit again. It's hard not to take... Oh god, they just pile on. No throwing tomatoes. We got hit by... Oh, something. Okay, got sparks on the ground. We did. We did. Game over. Ugh. Not sure you're supposed to play this game without getting hit. Try again. And we took a hit again. That was quick. Oh god, the purple one just falls. That's a thing. And we took another hit. And we took a hit again. And another hit. Oh, he just landed on me. Yeah. And we did. Game over. Yeah, this is certainly a game. One more go. One more go. Good. Fire, you moron. Come on. Wow, another hitter. Wow. I don't think this game likes you very much. Yeah. And that's that.